to a very special guest, this man to my left. I feel really fortunate to have him here today as a business colleague and a very good friend. So Leon's company, Keystone Construction, is that right? Keystone Post Frames, Keystone Construction. They wrote up a little bio. I kind of reworded it a little bit. Uses and, well, to make it shorter, uses and has used for many years the Quote Builder software. Leon was raised on a dairy farm in Pennsylvania, also growing up repairing tractor engines with his dad, which I thought was interesting because that's another similar background that we have. Not tractor engines for me so much as small block Chevys and race car engines, but still very, very similar between the buildings and the engines and everything else. At 13, his family moved to Elkton, Kentucky, working on a farm. Until he was 16, it was there he met his wife and subsequently had 6 daughters. So, give all your Amazon and Target cards to Leon. Ages 4 through 14, so don't do diapers anymore. At 16, he began working construction, and at 19, he started his own business from scratch since November 2005. Again, right about the time I became CEO of Greiner Buildings. I graduated college in 03. Leon started building customer dreams in the post frame industry. So that's when Keystone was started, right? 05, okay. They now serve Kentucky and Tennessee. Leon was in Las Vegas all week at a different construction trade show and then flew in from Vegas to Des Moines and drove here this morning. And will be driving to Washington and hanging out with me for a little bit tomorrow. Keystone operates off of 5 principles: God first in all decisions, people first mentality, humility, growth mindset, and number 5, having fun, something that was not always common for him growing up. In 2020, they founded Blue Jay Garage Doors. We actually helped with some of the quoting programming for them in Quote Builder as well. Leon and I met at NFBA Expo many years ago. I was actually competing in a business competition. It was venture school at the University of Iowa, pitching the idea I had for Quote Builder, which was an early stage desktop application at the time. Part of my assignment was to interview prospective client builders, and Leon and I, as I recall, ended up in a hallway together, meeting for the first time, and I asked him what software he uses to quote buildings. He was using a competing program, but soon after tried Quote Builder, and we've been working together ever since. So Ashley and I caught a glimpse of Leon speaking to his staff at an event and got the idea to bring him today to share some of his experiences, knowledge, and wisdom with each of you. So please welcome Leon Leinbach.
Wow, quite the introduction there. That's crazy. Yeah, it's been a real blessing having Matt as a friend and honored to be able to come and talk with y'all and hang out with y'all and get to know who y'all are and learn from y'all as well. So it's awesome. So yeah, like Matt said, I went to the IBS show in Vegas, and it's a big home building show, international building show is what it's called, but very interesting. Learned a lot of things there. So yeah, just put some stuff together here I thought I'd share with y'all. Probably not all just necessarily new things, but just thought I'd share a little bit. We enjoy using Quote Builder. Talking a bit about this with working with Matt and Brian and Gibson. I've talked with them every once in a while when we need things updated for us in Quote Builder. It's definitely been a super helpful program in our business. Very thankful for being able to meet Matt many years ago when we met. So it's been just a growing relationship since. So this here's a picture of my current family. So the yeah, who they are. It's just to give you a little bit of an idea. So actually, I met my wife. I was about 16 years old. We dated off and on, and then got married when I was 20. So from there, we had we have 6 daughters. Angela is the oldest one. She's 14. The second one, Kayla, her birthday was actually yesterday. She turned 13. So her friends and then went out to City Forum and had fun last night without me. So I was sort of sad for that, but that's okay. I'm glad to be here with y'all. The next one is LaRose. She's 10. In another 20 days, she'll be 11. And then we got Melanie. She is 8. I remember them all here. Kiara, she's 6. She's in kindergarten. I don't know what it is with her, but she's different. Now you would think that all daughters would be the same, right? They're not. They're absolutely all their own unique personalities. And Kiara, for whatever reason, she'll get up sometimes in the morning. She's like, I don't want to go to school. I just want to stay home. Well, you know what happens? She has to go to school anyway. And then she has fun. And then the youngest one, Jasmine, she's 4, and she's just a charming sweetheart. Every time she does something wrong, and I tell her, like, Jasmine, we're gonna have to spank you for this one, or we're gonna have to. She's like, no, Daddy, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. She's very made sure that she's like, I love you. So, y'all like jokes?
Yes.
What do you call vegans that are in a fight? What do you call 2 vegans that are in a fight? Do you still call it beef? I wrote some more jokes in, but I don't know what they were anymore, so. A little bit more on a serious note. I learned, there's a lesson that I learned back in my childhood that I want to share with y'all, a story. And it's from my sister. So I grew up in a fairly large family growing up on a dairy farm. And so I had one sister older than me, and it was myself, and 3 more sisters, and 2 brothers, and then 3 more sisters. So a total of 10 of us. Now I was 12, so the 3 youngest ones weren't born at that time. So this event happened when I was 12. And we were still living in Pennsylvania on a dairy farm there. It's like a couple of months before we moved to Kentucky. And on this specific day or event that happened, we were ushered off to our grandparents for a day, and a couple hours later, after we were having some fun playing, we got a phone call that had another sister that was born. We were all happy about that. Sad news is she was stillborn. And so throughout all that, she was a full-term baby, but she was stillborn for whatever reason. And next couple of days was just sort of a blur. We went back to school, and I noticed that my sisters in school, there was 4 sisters at that time going to school with myself. And I noticed my sisters were getting all the attention. And I just felt not seen. I felt like I wasn't cared for. And, you know, I was raised as a tough kid and, you know, taught just sort of like stuff my feelings. But I couldn't contain it, so I broke down crying in school. And the teacher was like, well, what's wrong? So I just poured out my heart here and just shared, like, you know, just feel like I'm not seen for whatever reason. They were really caring for my sisters, but not for me. That's what I felt like. Now I know they all cared for me. That's not the point. They just weren't showing it as much. But they then really tried hard to correct that and meant the world to me. But here's the thing, that the lesson that it taught me is people want to be seen. People want to be cared for. You don't know anyone's life experiences in here unless you know them really well. And so it really gave me a heart. Like, so the way I look at it is the best gift that my sister that never lived gave me. She gave me a heart to care. And that is really, I guess, a gift that probably none of them could have given me. Another story that I want to share with y'all is here about a year ago, our office actually burned to the ground. As some of y'all probably know. I know y'all had a fire. And I can really sympathize with Matt as what he's going through, trying to figure all that out, and all the extra work that it creates, and for others of y'all as well that have to deal with that. It's tough. It's not easy. However, 2 days after this fire, 1 o'clock in the morning, I get a phone call, which is very abnormal. And one of my friends was calling and said, "Did you hear that your brother-in-law, Matt Newswire, died last night?" I was like, "No, what happened?" He said, "He just had a heart attack and passed away." This man was 42 years old, 6 children. He's was married to my wife's sister. Had a great life, and still a great life ahead of him. But here's what I want to remind y'all, like, he was one of my best friends. You can't replace him. But a fire or something like that, although it creates a ton of stress, you can replace that. People you cannot replace. So, just think about that as you go through your day. Are you making the connections that you actually care about? Are you making the changes that you really care about? What is it that you care about? Why do you go to work? Do you go to work for money? Do you go to work for your children? Do you go to work for your wife? Or your husband? What are you really doing? Are you making the difference you want to make in your life? This man at 42 years old, just like that. It was over for him. No more opportunity. So it just makes me think that how important it is for us to evaluate where we're at in our life and think about, like, am I planning? Am I going in the right direction that I want to go with my life? Are you making a difference? Because you're making a difference in somebody's life. Even if you don't have any children, somebody is seeing what you're doing. Somebody is, gathering inspiration off of you. This is our vision statement for both of our companies. Glorify God in all that we do while creating an enjoyable, supportive environment with a growth mindset. You can spin it a couple different ways if you like. It doesn't really matter to me. It all means the same in that aspect. But in a nutshell, in business, what are you doing? You're working with people every day. You're in the people business, if you like it or not. Unless you're working by yourself all day long, you're still in the people business. I'll give you an example. There's really nobody in this world that can do something by themselves. You might have the hermit on the mountain, but at the end of the day, he usually still meets people. So you're definitely in the people business. And that's why this means a lot to us. Wrong way here. Alright. Let's try this again. Here we go. So what do people really want? They want to be seen. They want to know they're making a difference in people's lives. and they want to know that they're making a difference in their work. And it's up to us to make sure that they know how they're making a difference. How does that apply? A couple of things you can do. Check with the people in on a personal level. How they doing? Ask people what they really want out of life. What is it really that you want? Leaders on a quarterly basis can ask, this is something we do, it's just ideas I threw in here. What are your personal goals and aspirations? I'm sure that, y'all do, some of y'all do goal setting and so forth. But it's something that's important and it can change. Sometimes you think you might want to, you might want to be doing construction one day, but maybe later on you might want to be doing something else. Think about those things. And how can we be better aligned? Here's another thing that I like to always think is I want people to win. I tell Matt this. Like I have no stakes in Quote Builder, but I want him to win, and I want us to win, and our people to win. If we're not winning together, then who's winning? What does winning mean to you? Winning to me does not mean that somebody else loses. Not in the game of life. The game of life is infinite. It's not a football game. It's something that we all have something to attain. Dreams and goals. I'm going to just run through a couple of things on this. This is actually a challenge that I've had for years. It's trying to figure out how to write down dreams and goals. It's been a real challenge, especially taking from the vision down to, what am I doing practically today and how does it tie together? A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action becomes a reality. That last step is hard to do sometimes. Like for me, so I've been working out for like 3 or 5 years. Somewhere in that neighborhood, I don't know. Anyway, used to never think, I thought these people were crazy for working out. Well, I come to find out after I got heartburn so bad that I thought I was having a heart attack. I figured out I needed to take care of my life. So, since then, I've been working out fairly regularly. So this last year, I made a commitment before the New Year's that I'm going to start working out 1 hour a day for 6 days a week in a row. I'm telling you, that's tough for me. Like to do that every day, no matter if I feel tired or whatever. It's a real challenge. A couple of pointers on goals. SMART goals. Y'all probably might know about this. Specific. The goal, like I said, should be specific and should be able to misinterpret or confuse it. Sorry, I can't remember everything I put on there. The goal should allow you to track your progress. It should be attainable. The goal should be realistic. And I'll get to the BHAG goals here in a minute. Relevant. A goal related to your values, dreams, and ambitions need to be aligned with who you are and where you want to go. And lastly, but not least, is there needs to be a completion timeline. And then you have finite versus infinite. And since y'all may all know this word, but I'm just going to take a guess that maybe there's one person in here that doesn't, like I don't. It's finite versus infinite. I just did not know what it means for a long time. Like finite is short period of time. Infinite is forever. It's like it's ongoing. Well, some of these goals are ongoing, so it's really tough to put it into track. So you've got to break those down into actual, like more yearly steps, and is it adding to that goal? Write down your dreams. Put a date on it when you would like to achieve it by. To up your odds, write it down twice a day. I've done this for a while, and it is challenging. You might think writing down 3 goals twice a day would not be tough, but it is. It's a lot tougher than you think. And by the way, I'll share these slides with y'all if you want. Make a plan. Make a plan. When I say make a plan, that's something that also is a challenge for me as well, but I've gotten better over the years with it, with putting it in my schedule. If it's important enough for you to write down, put it in your schedule, make it happen. Something small of an action step towards your goal. Push yourself outside your comfort zone. There is no comfort in the growth. There is no comfort in the growth zone, and there is no growth in the comfort zone. Two examples I've got here. One here for a SMART goal, running a marathon. I'd like to start training every day to run a marathon. I will use my Apple Watch to track my training progress as my mileage increases. I've already run half a marathon this year, so I have a solid base fitness level. Is it relevant? I value my health and wellness, and this goal will help me sustain that. The time-bound marathon is a year away, so I need to be ready by then. SMART goal for improving emotional regulation. I will gain a better sense of control over my emotions and feel calmer. Is it measurable? I'll write in my journal every day, and every Friday I'll review my feelings and thoughts for the week. Attainable. I've always had a good sense of self-awareness, but now I want to be better control my emotions. Relevant. I've started seeing a therapist, and I have other goals that relate to my well-being, so this is one of them. Time-bound. By the time I start school again in September, which is 3 months away, I want to feel in control of my emotions. I did not come up with these goals. I just got these off the internet just to give y'all some examples. I don't know about y'all, but making goals like this is actually a challenge. Like I struggle with it because I don't know why, I just struggle with it, but it's something I aspire to get better at. 2 quotes, I did not come up with them, but I feel like they're really good. Your effort will always be incongruent with what you believe that you are worth. If you don't believe that you're not worth your goals, you will not achieve them. Your mind will fight against you. You have to first change the mindset. So you must believe you're worthy of your God-sized dreams. This is where I think about sometimes you have to, if you want to really go for goals, set some stretch goals. Like Mitch was talking about on those savings plans. If you want to save, just start. Like y'all were saying, we blow a lot more money than what we care to every day. Just start saving and then challenge yourself to double that constantly until it hurts. That's, you can do a whole lot more than you think you can. Unconditionally, God loves and believes in you. That means there are no requirements, no strings attached. Read that again. Those quotes both are from Ed Milet. I view him as a mentor of mine, and he's taught me a lot over the years. Your work life needs to provide you the lifestyle, not the leftovers. I think that's how you should look at it. Your family should be first. Your faith, if you're a believing Christian or not. I am, but if you're not, I'm not holding it against you. But my point is, whatever you believe in should be before your work. Because your work is important, for sure. But if your family leaves you, or the other people leave you around you, what is it worth? Just think about what is it that you care about. Yeah, that your lifestyle should your work life should provide you the lifestyle, not the leftovers. leftovers. So with that, that's all I got. Appreciate you guys. Glad to be able to hang out with y'all.